So there's an expert witness. They're calling an expert witness when it comes to dog bites. And to me, these look like dog scratches. Dogs have claws. The skin can easily be punctured. And so these just look like claw marks to me. And then dogs, we're blaming dogs. I mean, it could be a raccoon or a really big cotton rat. Maybe it was a cotton rat. Maybe it was a raccoon. But there's some talk about that it's dog bites. Well, it seems weird to me that a dog would bite and then drag its teeth like that. It's weird to me that these two marks don't look like these two marks. Because if the dog's teeth stay in the same place, then how come these two marks were made and then these marks? That looks more like claws. Now some of these other ones, like these little dots or whatever, maybe they're dog bites. But they could also be like scratches from a broken taillight. Maybe he fell down on the concrete and scraped his arm when he fell down on the concrete. So that's what John O'Keefe's arm looked like. We'll take another look at this picture here. And there's another picture here. And then there's also no marks on the other side. So if the dog was going to bite, then there would be marks on both sides, right? Because the dog would clasp onto the arm. It seems actually quite incredible to me that we're not able to determine sort of what marks these are. I mean, I guess in a way they could be tree marks, right? He got lacerated by a tree, maybe a bush. Was there a bush nearby? And of course, this is Karen Read, and then we're talking about John O'Keefe. And don't forget the text messages. You son of a bitch. Why do you keep ignoring me? Can't you just talk to me for a minute? You did this, you do that. You're always complaining about me, but I want to stay with you, so can you call me? What the hell's your problem? How come you never... let's keep doing this. If you're not into this, just go ahead and say it. Just say it if you're not into this. Just go ahead and say it, So, there is pictures of dog bites right here. Now, these look like dog bites. That looks like a dog bite. Looks like some kind of bite. They're saying that's a dog bite. They're saying these are dog bites. So these just look more like dog bites to me. So I guess a dog could bite in a bunch of different ways. Trigger warning, right? We're just talking about dog bites here. But to me, a dog bite, it would be a puncture wound, right? You'd have a puncture wound and a puncture wound. And the only way it would be even more gruesome is if they try to tear into the flesh. When you look at, a dog and their teeth, they got the canines. Right, you got 4 canines, but all their teeth are pretty sharp. And so they would bite, and then they would hold on to you, and then they would, slash back and forth like they're trying to snap your wrist, your next wrist or something. They're also talking about a police dog or domesticated dog, and we're not even considering whether it could be a coyote or a wolf, or just a wild dog, a wild stray dog. Because the Alberts had a dog, and then they said they rehomed the dog, so that was interesting. And then there was the 6 hours he was in the snow. For 6 hours, John O'Keefe's body was in the snow. So to think that it couldn't be possible that a dog had sort of clawed at his arm while he was in the snow to kind of say, what is this? Is this a person? Is this a body? And then dog loves man, so he was like, oh, well, I'm getting the hell out of here. What the hell? This is a man. I thought it was like a rabbit or something, but this is a man underneath here. And it could have been like Lassie. Maybe he was scratching, getting the snow off the arm. And it was like, wait, this is a man. We need to alert the authorities. We need to put out an APB. We need to sound the alarms. We need the siren, the town siren to blow. We need the town siren, the horn. We need to blow the horn. All hands on deck. We need the whole neighborhood. What, little Timmy is in the well? Okay, Lassie, come on everybody. Little Timmy's in the well. We need to get little Timmy out of the well. What, there's a dead body over here? I bet you the dog was trying to tell somebody. And nobody would listen. So when I compare and contrast the so-called dog bites, that looks like dog claw marks to me. It could be any kind of claw marks. It could be tree, it could be raccoon. But in terms of it being a bite or not, I'm not even for sure if I could see. She was saying that's like a puncture wound and that's like a puncture wound. That's consistent. Right there is a scratch all the way. There's a scratch all the way. To think that any of these tiny little bumps are like, well, that's where the teeth went in. Okay, if the teeth went in there, then how did it scrape? No, these are claw marks. Because dog bites, I mean, that's a dog bite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It clamped on the skin. And that's why you have like 5 dots in a circle. You have another one here. Another one here. Another one here. So I'm not saying it's, impossible. I'm just saying that it's improbable, and it's kind of hard to look at